Hey there, boys and girls. Buck flogging here. Oh, sorry. Just doing a little shopping there for some new undies. I'll go ahead and close that out so I can continue my shopping later. Okay, let's take a look at some stuff. The question today, should you start a blog? Should you start a blog? Well, my name is Buck Flogging, which is obviously not my real name. That is more of a statement as to how I feel about blogging. Now, this here, most of this data here up until this point, so at this point backwards here, that is all blogging. Okay. Now I want to show you something here. You can see the stats are fairly consistent. There's a few spikes in there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you got huge traffic this day. Okay, over 20,000 page views. That's a big day. And I was excited, and I learned a very important lesson about blogging. Okay, May 14th, 2013. What did I post that day? Let's have a look. May 14th, 2013. Angelina Jolie undergoes preventive double mastectomy. So this is what got all that traffic. Tremendous, massive traffic in a day. And the traffic lasted for several days after. Now, the interesting thing about this is that obviously this is an interesting topic, and it hit the news, and I thought, hey, I should do a post about that. I bet that gets a lot of action. And indeed it did. And I got, the internet basically was on fire over this issue, and I was right in the thick of it. And it taught me an important lesson about how you get a lot of blog traffic, and that is to write about hot topics, really happening things, and often a lot of that sort of celebrity gossip kind of bullshit. So that got me all these views. But the interesting thing is that the sales on my website, the subscriptions on my website was actually lower that day than on a normal day. So traffic didn't really mean anything. And because I don't really have any, at the time, I just had some books, a couple other things on my site, no ads or anything like that. I really had no way to capitalize on that. So there is one type of blog. Blog is a great way to get a lot of traffic, but it's not necessarily good quality traffic. And what makes for very successful blogging does not necessarily mean that you will sell your books. Or your e-course or your products or whatever it is. These people were not interested in me. They were interested in Angelina Jolie's breasts for good reason. So anyway, we go over here. I'm going to show you a site. This is an example of a site. This site is called The Healthy Home Economist, Sarah Pope. I know Sarah. I've spoken with her on many occasions. And Sarah's cool. But she's had this really popular blog for quite a long time. You can see your Alexa traffic here. Okay, very consistent, long period of time. It goes back years and years and years that she's had very heavy traffic to her website. She has, 137,000 likes on Facebook. I mean, this has been around for a long time. Now, she gets all this traffic and has forever. But her site is primarily monetized. She's really trying to sell her books, right? She doesn't have a ton of stuff for sale. And if you go and you check out her books and you see how they're selling, okay, all this traffic, this is her new book that just came out in November 2014. We go look at the Kindle edition, which is the only edition. We scroll down to see how many she's selling. Ranked 253,977. That means she's selling just a few copies a week at most. And at $3.99, she's making $2.70. So about $10 a week. $10 a week is all that she's making on the sale of that book. She has this other book here. This one's been out for a lot longer. That was the first that she launched. We scroll down to see how that one's doing. Better, 77,000 rank, but that's still only one or two copies a day at $4.99. So she's making about $6 a day, call it $40 a week for this book here. So all that put together, I mean, massive traffic. Okay, this is like probably 8,000 visitors, 9,000 visitors a day, maybe even 10,000 visitors a day for years. And that's only good for $50 a week in book sales. Okay, so it's just not necessarily a good business model, even if against all odds you manage to get a site with traffic this heavy and you're just a fantastic blogger blogging about hot trends and whatever your niche may be. It doesn't necessarily translate to sales. Now, a lot of advertisers, okay, you can see this is an ad here on her site. You can see this is another ad there, and you can see some more ads here on the right side. You can see more. There's Amazon. Okay, so she has some advertising on the site. Now, what you can do is get a ton of page views, and a lot of advertisers will pay to display their ads, and the blogger who is displaying these ads will get paid based on impressions. So a lot of people may see this, they may not click on it, but the blogger can actually get some good money. But it all boils down to page views, because your advertiser is basically paying per 1,000 page views. So when that's the case, you'll see a lot of sites doing things to maximize page views, okay? And this is what I mean, okay? Have you noticed how on a lot of sites there's all these really obnoxious lists, right? 99 freakish people, 40 bootylicious surfer babes, 21 hot, list of 36 celebrities. And when you click on those that you have to do this obnoxious thing where you can't just view the list. You have to keep clicking to a new page every time. This may not even load. These sites are always really clunky and spammy. And here we are, blank page. But I'm sure you've been to one of those sites and you have to keep clicking to the next page, and you keep clicking to the next page, and you click to the next page, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And what that does is it's just racking up page views. Each new thing that you click on is a completely different page view. And those page views end up helping out the advertiser. Not helping out the advertiser, but it racks up expenses for the advertiser. Other sites will have forums that have all kinds of things to maximize the page views, because as you can see here, this is about as long as I have done stat keeping on this one blog. I have 7 million page views, but I have 3 million entrances to the site, which means that I have 2 point something page views per visit. All right, so these sites often will have 5, 6, 7, 8 page views per visit, sometimes more. All they're trying to do is maximize page views. Maximize page views, they maximize their advertising revenue. So what I'm getting at here, and hopefully this will help you decide if you want to do a blog or not. If you have books to sell and you have a course, you do coaching, yada, 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 having a lot of blog traffic does not translate over into sales of that. And the stuff that's going to make your blog more successful, like writing about hot topics in the news and what have you, and various clickbait like the garbage I was showing you about celebrity booties and shit like that. That kind of stuff that really works to drive huge amounts of traffic, it just has nothing to do with sales. So if you want to monetize and create a business online that primarily relies on advertising revenue, I could teach you all kinds of lessons, just like this lesson here, okay, in terms of how you can get just dramatic amounts of traffic and lots of page views, and you can rack up that ad revenue and actually do quite well. So blogging can be used. Blogging is just one tool, and if you know how to use it, you can be very successful with it, okay? But don't believe everyone. Most people are just like, got to start a blog, got to start a blog, got to start a blog, and they're very time-consuming. They don't necessarily translate to sales, and they're just high maintenance. There's really a lot of work involved, and all these posts that I did and all the work that I did to get all this traffic I just wasn't getting that much revenue out of it. It's low revenue clicks. And, you're better off with just a one-page website if you're trying to sell your own products and services, books, etc. If you want people interested in you and what you have to offer, there's really no point in sending over low-grade traffic, just trying to write about popular buzz topics and whatnot. So that's your lesson for today. Should you start a blog? I'll let you figure that out for yourself. But, odds are you probably don't want to create one of these big advertising sites and write about celebrity gossip and things that gets massive amounts of clicks. If you do, great. I think you'll be very successful. But if you're trying to mix blogging with another type of business, they just don't always mix all that well. And that's one of the reasons that I've decided to say screw blogging and all that. So that's your lesson for the day. Peace to the out. Buck flogging. I'll be back soon with some more goodies for you.